I would like to warn everyone on Twitch who is currently watching me do this live, and everybody on YouTube who is watching me do this after the fact, that you're about to see some footage that is very unsavory, violent in nature. I'm not going to show all of it, but if you're here for a good time, you should leave now. This is not a lighthearted segment. Anyway, you've been warned. Content warning. A while back, some of you who have been here a while may remember, it was about 5 months ago, I did a video on cops and why I hate them. These cops are scumbags and why I say ACAB. It was a video in which I basically compiled 3 different incidents of police violence and brutality, one of which, famously, let me pull it up real quick. This is the incident where a train ran into a police car that was stopped on the train tracks with somebody in the back of the car, handcuffed, unable to escape. Do you remember this?
That window, but is that Hart?
No, that's
They hear the train coming, dude. Yeah, it was pretty cringe. Ignored all the warning signs. Yeah, so you know that just kind of happened. Anyway, like I said, I went over 3 incidences of police just being the worst fucking people in the world, and now we're gonna go over 3 more. The first one I have for you. Woman says cops did not help her enter apartment when son was locked inside. And by the way, these are going to increase in severity from this one's not violent at all, it's just a police officer being an idiot, to the next one has some physical violence, but nobody's horribly maimed or anything, to the one after that somebody literally dies. So let's take a look at what's going on.
These parents accidentally locked themselves out of their apartment. Bad enough. But their 2-year-old son was trapped inside, strapped into his high chair.
That's not good.
They could see young August on their Ring camera, and they needed help right away. The parents say they tried everything they could think of. They called the apartment building's 24-hour hotline, but got no answer. They called 3 locksmiths, but none could come over right away.
That is the opposite of good.
So as a last resort, they called 911. 4 deputies responded to the call, and when they got there, they saw Dad, Chase Burchell, climbing up to their balcony.
So, this is a pretty, I don't want to say common, but like this is a pretty mundane occurrence, I believe, right? Obviously, the child is in danger because he's 2 years old, he's trapped in his high chair, and he's not being monitored, right? And nobody can get to him. If nobody can get to the child is considered to be in imminent danger, right? Because anything could happen. They're locked outside of their house, have no way of getting back in, and the last resort is they call the police. Did they want to do that? Of course they didn't, but they called the police, and my idea of what would happen in this instance is the police would then, because I believe the 24/7 quote-unquote emergency apartment hotline was not 24/7 apparently, which is a whole other can of worms. Fuck landlords. But I digress about that. They also could not get a hold of a locksmith emergency thing. So 911 comes out, and you would think they would take the logical course of action and break the door, break some windows, you know, just make sure that you can get to the kid. Because property, yeah, I mean, you're going to have some expenses after that. But ultimately, what's important is that we get to the kid. We'll clean up afterwards, right? Let's see what goes down.
His wife, Caitlin, says they didn't do anything to help.
Oh, womp womp. Well, you know, you can't win them all.
I cannot go breaking your door. I can get my butt sued for that. Okay?
What are you thinking?
I was definitely shocked. That's actually why I started like audio recording them.
If your child was an
Well, there's your problem. You have short hair. She's too woke. She's too woke. So I think honestly, maybe the police officers were correct to not help her, right? Actually, our apartment complex has 24/7 maintenance calls, and they do a pretty good job, honestly. I agree. Like every apartment complex needs to have that, because one night I had to call them pretty recently, actually, because my heater died. And if the heat dies, your pipes can burst, right? If it's cold enough. So I didn't want that to happen. So I had to call them and get them to fix it. And they did. So you need to have 24/7 availability with landlords. You just do. Otherwise, somebody could literally die. But I digress. This is about police, not landlords. We'll do a segment on them soon.
Audio recording them.
If your child was in imminent danger, it's a different story. I'm not going to lose my career for kicking in a door under these circumstances.
So your priority is to get to the child. What do you mean kick in a door? Yeah, kick in the fucking door. Kick it in. What, you think you're gonna lose your job over a door being broken? Dog, you motherfuckers kill people and keep your jobs. Hell, you get rewarded. You go on a fucking paid vacation for doing that. Excuse you. What, you think they're gonna sweat a door? You know what? Actually, I take it back. Police are more, this is a pretty good example of how police are more interested in property damage than they are in, like, the deaths of people. You know, maybe he is doing his job.
So Dad Chase took matters into his own hands. He climbed
Can't
up to
hurt
their
the property
balcony and smashed the window.
Oh my God.
The Weber County Sheriff's Office in Utah issued a statement saying, "We are disappointed in the response exhibited by deputies that arrived on scene.
Same
We have
here.
instructed the deputies involved that we would have supported their forced entry into the residence in this incident." Is that satisfactory to you?
Yeah, it is if they mean it. I'm not saying I want them to lose their job or get suspended or whatever. I just feel like it's like a big deal.
Mom and Dad say their baby.
And by the way, some people may say, well, why did the dad have to call the police? Why didn't he just do that in the first place? And the reason why is because breaking a glass window is not exactly the safest thing to do. He could have cut himself. He could have injured himself getting through it, right, to open the door. The police's job is to do this in a safe and controlled manner, or at least their supposed job, is to do this in a safe and controlled manner such that they can reach the child with nobody getting hurt, right? Ideally. Or they're the ones who get hurt because, you know, that's kind of what they're on the payroll for. So I would rather the police officer get a little boo-boo than the dad get cut. You know what I mean?
Boy is fine today.
And the parents tell us they did try to call the department's non-emergency helpline first, but they got the voicemail. So they felt like they had no choice but to call 911.
Yeah. So yeah, that's just your appetizer. This is an example of like police incompetence. I don't think the dude was actually scared of losing his job over breaking in a door. I would be interested to see in his history, to see how many people he's murdered. You know, his body count, his death count. But I digress about that. Let's look at the next example here. Georgia man body slammed by deputy to pursue case. Now, this one's a little bit more egregious.
Now, on an excessive force case we've been following out of Paulding County, the man seen being body slammed by a Paulding County deputy in dash camera video will pursue a civil and criminal case against both the deputy and the county. Fox 5's Alex Whitler joins us from the live desk with the latest on that. Alex?
No spoilers, no spoilers.
Took things too far. It happened March 4th, 2022. Moments prior, the deputy told Canaris to take his backpack off and put his hands behind his back.
So this dude is, my man's just walking to work. He's just walking to work, right? Just minding his own business. He's got a job to get to. He don't got time for this shit. He don't got time for this fucking donut gobbler to be stopping him in his tracks. So he understandably is like, what's going on? The police officer just starts putting his hands behind his back for him and saying, well, you're coming with me now. I am escorting you now. I am the long dick of the state, and you are now my dog. Bark, bark, motherfucker. Get in the car. And that's it. And we'll see how this goes.
Don't take your backpack off.
Deputies say he did not comply. In that dashcam video, Canaris asks why he's being arrested.
You're being detained for a minute.
We first
So he's not being told, like, at all why he's being arrested.
showed you dashcam video of the incident last week when Paulding County first...
Whoa, what happened there? Whoa, surprise WrestleMania move. My goodness. We need to run that back one more time, fellas. Hold on, let's see what the inciting incident was there. Now, what a lot of people don't see is that this hand down here, next to the Fox 5 news symbol, was actually holding the button for an atomic nuke. That nuke, if the button had been pressed, would have exploded within a 100-mile radius. Yes, you heard that right, a 100-mile radius, disintegrating everything and everyone in the area, and then the radiation would have spread out throughout the United States. So actually, this cop saved everybody. He saved everybody. He's a hero. That's actually what's going on here. That's the only reason that he would have body slammed her, right? I mean, cops clearly don't instigate violence for no reason, right?
For a minute.
We first showed you dashcam video of the incident last week when Paulding County first asked the GBI to investigate.
Make no mistake about it, Tyler did nothing wrong. He was on his way to work.
Monday, Canaris and his attorneys told reporters they believe Deputy McMaster should be held accountable for his actions.
The county, we believe, has known or should have known that this is the kind of officer who does not have the right disposition, the right temperament to be on patrol.
Also Monday, for the first time, Canaris shared what that moment has done to him personally and professionally.
After it happened, I had trouble walking to work and not thinking that there was a cop following me at work. I can't perform my duties the way I used to.
No, that's literally something that could give you PTSD, by the way. Like, he could sue that cop for emotional damage. And also, I don't know if they'll say this in the video, but this guy, the charges for obstruction of justice were upheld for like a year. He had to fight this shit in court for like a year. Can you believe that? Like, he was found to have done nothing wrong, was arrested for no goddamn reason, slammed to the fucking ground, and then arrested on charges of obstruction of justice, which he then had to fight in court. Unbelievable.
I can't pull things. I can't lift things as well as I used to.
We will
Probably
serve
shattered his fucking
a
spine.
written notice. You
guys didn't hear the audio of the original video, by the way, and I won't bother dredging it up. But that guy was in some pretty fucking bad pain. He was like yowling, like that fucking hurt. That cop was not going easy.
Paulding County. Tyler has a case against Deputy McMaster in his individual personal capacity. And then he has a case against Paulding County.
We now know attorneys have filed that notice of claim, which is pretty much a precursor to filing an official lawsuit. We'll be sure to keep you posted on the very latest developments in this case.
I was about to say that, like, you don't see conservatives talking about this, but actually, to be fair, I did see the Hodge twins. That's actually how I found the clip, is the Hodge twins talked about this. Oh, here's another one. This was not in my lineup, but I do want to show this one because this is another egregious thing that happened very recently. Now, I'm not going to show all of it because somebody literally dies. So let's just take a look at like some of the highlights and see what's going on.
10-4, I'm in contact with it. Looks like it's going to be a Ford.
When you're making my job very hard. You're sitting like right in front of the monitor. All right, so we got Officer Piglet here. Nobody cares because he's... Yeah, of course. Nobody cares because he's white.
39. I guess he's going to be in the backseat of the white Lexus. It's going to be called...
Yeah, that's the conservative discourse, baby.
What's going on?
Wow, calling the cops for me just looking for my little brother, huh?
Absolutely.
Cool,
so,
yeah.
So what's the deal?
I don't know if they'll mention it in the video because this is just the raw footage. But this guy is literally going to pick up his brother from school. And he's in the car with his family. Like, I think that's his mom and his sister. Like, he's in the car with his family. And the police officer just like kind of walks up to the car.
My little brother.
Okay, who's the little brother?
Eddie's, no, Chase Ward.
Yeah. Forgot who little brother was?
No.
All right?
No, I'm just messing with you. I'm just messing with you, man.
Okay.
Why are you touching my arm, bro? Let go.
Why you acting like...
Guys, please don't take this the wrong way, but do not do that to cops. And I only say that for you guys' safety. Obviously, you should be allowed to do that to cops and not have the fear of getting shot, of course. But for your own fucking safety, please, just like waving meat in front of a hungry lion. Like, just don't do it.
I'm a little nervous because I don't like cops.
Why?
I have anxiety. They've done things to me.
What have they done to you?
I mean, stop resisting when you're not resisting.
Well, is that PD or...
So he has a history of putting up with cops.
Or us?
Who knows?
And he states...
We're different, right? We're the SO.
I don't know. You treat us all... I mean, I'm not just trying to distract you, nothing, but it's just like, I'm just a normal guy just trying to get my brother, you know?
You said we treat you? What?
He seems nervous more so.
I don't know. I don't even know who you are.
You know what? Honestly, if he's nervous, maybe I misread that. If he is nervous, then that could be why he said all that.
Okay.
Probably got PTSD.
Cool, right? I'm just here to pick up my little brother, man. I like this.
So,
who did I do? I mean, who did I just disrupt by trying to get my brother?
Well, they said that you were going around trying to mess with doors and open up cars.
No, dude, the fucking car looked. I thought. Oh my god.
So what'd you do? I just want to hear your side of the story, man.
Oh, you're talking, dude. I straight up thought that was my freaking my car. That's all it was.
You thought it was your car over here, and you were looking for your brother, but not
well,
quite
I mean,
sure.
I straight up thought that was my car.
Okay.
I seen the people
what
in it.
car was it?
I thought it was my mom. I was yelling at her. I was yelling at her. I thought because I knew she was in there. I don't even know that lady.
Yeah, I know. That's what she was freaking.
Okay, so this is your second official warning. I am about to turn off the video footage because things happen, but even if the audio would be disturbing to you, this is your time to either skip ahead or leave now.
Not about right.
Hey, but she was like, oh, but when she started driving, I was like, oh man, and I was like, lady, I'm sorry. I was like, I did not mean, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's what happened. So,
okay. Are you under the influence of anything?
No.
Okay. You have an ID with you?
I'm
Do you have any weapons? Do you have any?
So the officer asks for an ID and weapons.
Weapons.
I don't think so. I had a pocket.
You don't think so? Don't pull them out.
Would you just stick in your mouth? Would you just stick in your mouth?
Okay, so apparently he put something in his mouth, and Officer Donut Hole here is not happy about that. So let's keep going. I'm going to turn off the video feed now because it gets really...
Fucking pill! There's a pill! Let me go! Get up! Get up! Get up!
But just listen.
Put your hands behind your back! Put your hands behind your back! Put your hands behind your back, bro!
So he is being detained.
Stop!
He is on the floor. He is on the ground.
Stop resisting, bro!
His pants have been pulled down. He's on the ground.
Stop!
A police officer is literally on top of him. I can't show you this footage, but a police officer is literally laying on him, completely body covered, laying on him, pulls out his gun.
Stop! Stop resisting, bro! Stop!
And that's it.
Shots fired. Shots fired.
And now you hear the shrill cries of the family.
Shots fired.
Baby, stop, baby. All right. It's all right. It's okay. Hey, stop.
They are blurring the body, so I'll bring the video back.
Stop moving.
Did you shoot him? Did you guys shoot him?
But he is now bleeding out on the ground. He is now bleeding out.
Is my son shot? Did you shoot him with rubber bullets? He doesn't have a weapon. Did you shoot him, dude? Did you shoot him? Did you shoot him? No! You shot him?
Stay in the car.
Stop, man. Baby, stop. Sir?
They tell her to stay in the car. They tell mom to stay in the car after her son has been shot.
Hey, I'm not doing nothing. Sir,
Okay,
can I talk to you, man?
Hold on real quick. Just let
This guy seems, you know, I don't know what the word would be for it. Just, well, oh man, shucks, bro. Shucks, bro. You know, my bad. This is the one that shot him, by the way.
Let us figure out what's going on, okay?
My fucking bad, dude. You know what? That's a funky walkie on me, bro. I'm sorry.
No talking. Oh my god. I'll give all my information. No.
Yours.
I'd be going to the afterlife with my kid. Oh, straight up, bum fucking rush them. I do not advocate for violence, but I am telling you that I would make a very, very bad choice in that moment.
You have to call the cops. Call the cops. Call the cops and report that officer right now. Get a sergeant down here and report him.
No. I don't run with that shit. I would,
Sir, can you call a sergeant down here?
They're coming.
Okay,
Trust me, just hang tight, okay?
Yes, sir.
Oh, well, you know, at least he's using sterile procedure, guys. If you don't know, that we learn in nursing how to do sterile procedure. Oh, good.
Can you call a sergeant down here?
They're coming.
Okay,
Trust me, just hang tight, okay?
Very good. Very good.
Yes, we called. There, we got more officers coming.
Did you guys call 911?
Yes, that was the first thing we did.
We haven't done nothing, sir. Hey, sir, we haven't done anything wrong.
Can you guys do CPR? All right, we're gonna shut the door.
On him.
Yeah, shut the door. It's fine. You know, just shut the door. It's good. It's all good. It's all good. He died. He's dead. That guy's dead. Anyway, if you thought that was bad, it gets worse. And not that specific case. We're moving on to something that is somehow even more disturbing than that. So this is now your final warning. This entire footage is extraordinarily disturbing. It is YouTube safe. It is Twitch safe up until a point, and I will be showing the majority of it because I think it is important to see. But that being the case, if you do not have the stomach for this kind of thing, this is your third and final warning. Turn away now. Very bad. Woman dies of stroke after police did not believe she was ill. Okay, so context for this. Now, they don't show this part in this particular video. This woman was discharged from a hospital. She was at the hospital, I believe, for a stroke. And they discharged her, and I don't know why they discharged her. It's negligence on the part of the hospital, but that's besides the point. They discharged her, and when she would not leave the premises because she insisted that she still needed help, the police showed up and said, you need to leave. Now, this woman was in a wheelchair and was unable to wheel herself away from the premises. She stated as much. She said, I cannot move. I cannot move away from this building. I can't do it, right? They didn't even tell her to wheel away. They said, get up and walk. They told her to get up and walk because the wheelchair was the property of the hospital. So not only is she sitting in front of the hospital, unable to move at all, they tell her to get up and walk when she can't because the wheelchair does not belong to her. She had a heart attack, discharged for that, and then she had a stroke. Thank you very much, Queen Laura. They told her to get her ass out of the wheelchair and get off the property. And she couldn't, so she didn't. So clearly she was resisting arrest, of course.
A 60-year-old woman died after being arrested for trespassing.
So now she's on the floor because they refused to, they told her to get off the property. She wouldn't, so they dragged her to the fucking van, I guess. And yeah, no, they trespassed her. So now she's on the floor, or on the ground, I should say, saying she's going to have a stroke. And she can't move.
Knoxville, Tennessee police have released more than an hour of body camera video of the arrest of Lisa Edwards. Edwards was discharged from Fort Sanders Regional Medical Center on February 5th.
Okay, so they're going to get
and allegedly refused to leave the property. Hospital security called the police to remove her. Video shows Edwards insisted she was unwell and needed medical attention. Responding officers did not believe her.
No, stop. Okay, it's not working. Okay, just stop. Okay?
It's not working, they say. The very real health condition that you are clearly undergoing that is putting you in physical and airway distress is not working. Your charade is not working. The police are too smart for this one. Ah, she's trying to get one over on them, boys. They're too smart, though.
We're not doing this. So we're going to put you back there. We're not doing this no more with you.
Edwards said she couldn't breathe and asked for her inhaler. When officers couldn't find one in her purse, they offered her a cigarette.
You do not have an inhaler, but you have 6 packs of cigarettes, ma'am.
I do have money.
You want a cigarette?
No.
Police repeatedly called her dead weight.
So she's begging for her inhaler, and then they mockingly, that was mocking, by the way, mockingly asked her if she wanted her cigarette.
Did she step into the police vehicle?
Listen to me. I'm not doing this with you, okay? This is the Lord. Listen to me. This is the Lord's day. All I want to do is give me some coffee and some oatmeal. We're not going to deal with your mess this morning. We've already spent too much time on you.
He says, this is the Lord's day. I just want to go home and get some coffee. This is a convenience matter for him. He is being inconvenienced by this dying woman. And he will not be inconvenienced any further. He will not be kept away from his cup of coffee. And he will kill for that cup of coffee. Apparently, he will kill for it.
You're going to get up here in this van, and you're going to go to jail. We're done with this.
Boy, I would kill to go home.
You know what? We'll go and get in there and pass out. We'll be done with it. Because this is all an act. That's all it is.
Despite her repeated
pleas
for help, Lisa Edwards
she's just putting up an act, boys.
The problem with me is that I know it's all an act.
Yeah, no, it's the Lord's day. He's not supposed to be working on the Lord's day. He's doing Jesus's work.
We all know that. But unfortunately, if she goes over and can't breathe,
that act's going to turn into a problem. I was kind of thinking just leave her on the sidewalk, throw a white blanket over, and everybody can go about their day.
Oh, well, they got her a blanket.
Please help me out.
Officers eventually got Edwards into a police cruiser. The officer driving noticed Edwards was unresponsive.
So they are now, I can't show you this because she's now a corpse. She's dead. They're tugging her hair right now, just so you know. They're pulling her hair.
I don't know if she's faking it or what, but she's not answering me.
Huh.
The cop called an ambulance and Edwards was...
They didn't even show the worst bits, by the way, and I won't pull it up because it's frankly just disgusting. Terrible. The noises of somebody dying in real time. It's unbelievable.
Taken back to the hospital where she was placed on life support. She died the next day. His office declined to file charges against the officers who arrested Lisa Edwards.
So unresponsive, they were convinced that she was faking it.
An autopsy concluded that Lisa Edwards died of natural causes, namely...
So the coroner decided she died of natural causes. Thank you. Yeah, great.
Ischemic stroke. due to atherosclerotic cardiovascular disease. A medical examiner wrote, "From a review of these videos, it is evident that at no time did law enforcement interaction cause or contribute to Ms. Edwards' death."
Excellent. Love that. Love that. Love that, guys.
The hospital, the Fort Sanders Regional Medical Center, said, although we cannot comment on specific details, patients are not discharged
those details,
from the
pesky
emergency room
details.
unless they are stable. The Knoxville Police Department said in a statement, in part, now that the district attorney's office has determined they will not seek criminal prosecution, the ongoing internal administrative investigation will move forward. The internal investigation will work to determine if any departmental policies or procedures were violated during this incident.
Don't worry, guys. They'll investigate themselves. I'm sure that will go well. I want to go back to what this said right here. From a review of these videos, it is evident that at no time did law enforcement interaction cause or contribute to Miss Edwards' death. I'm no smart guy, okay, but something tells me that there's something very wrong with that statement. Now, I suppose you could technically argue that she died of natural causes, but let's think this through for a minute. Let's just say you're having a heart attack or a stroke, and you call the ambulance, right? The ambulance comes in and they're just like kind of staring at you and they're like talking to you and like, they're like, come on, dude, like it's Sunday. Can we just go? Listen, we were having a slow day. We were just having a chat. And like, I was like, sipping my coffee and like, we were having a good time. Like what you're kind of being a buzzkill right now. And then you're laying there dying, of course, because you're, in the middle of a stroke and you're begging and pleading, like, can you please help me? Can you please help me? Can you please help me? Like, sputtering it out as best you can because you're dying. And they're like, listen, dude, this is kind of ruining the vibe here. I'm just not about your vibe right now. Like, I'm not feeling it. I guess you could argue that you died of natural causes. It was a stroke and they didn't technically kill you, right? So I guess you died of natural causes. Right? I guess that part is technically not wrong, but something tells me that those people should still get in trouble. This is a perfect example. I show you guys multiple clips of police wrongdoing just to imprint it into your brain that the police are not here for us. They're not. They were never here for us. They never will be here for us, at least not in the short term, okay? Their job is to protect property. I'm not saying that makes every individual police officer a bad person. Please don't get angry at me, August. That does not make every individual in the police force a bad person. I'm saying that the police force as a group is not here to protect us. It is here to protect property. And that is perfectly demonstrated by the first video. They didn't want to bust in the door. Why not? You shoot people all the time. What, you're not going to break a fucking door? You certainly would have broken it if you thought a black person with crack was in there. So, police are not here for us. They're not here to protect you. They're not here to be good to you. They're here to uphold the status quo and protect your betters. And I like to remind you guys sometimes that is the reality we live in. So that is why I say all cops are bastards. It's not because I think every individual cop is a bad person. It's because when you put on that uniform, you're not working for me. You are working for the long dick of the law. All right? You are there to punish me if I become a troublemaker. And that's it. So don't ever forget that. And let this be a cold, dead reminder of what is waiting for you if you get on the wrong side of the boys in blue. So anyway, if you're watching this on YouTube, thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you want to see more. Hit the notification bell to be notified when I upload. You can join my channel membership at youtube.com/AlecGunther/TTV/join for only 99 cents a month. That's less than the price of a blowjob from your mom. You can be part of the channel membership program and you will get early access content as well as a sweet badge next to your name and exclusive emojis in the comments that nobody else gets. Thank you again, and I will see you all in the next video.